This year, we're celebrating the 250th anniversary of this great country of ours, and to honor that, Keystone Cougar has released the 1776 edition. This completely is a brand new outside paint scheme. This is only available on the 316 RLS and 360 MBI at this floor plan, and it is a limited run. So if you like what you see as we're going through it, make sure you grab yours. For price and availability, there will be a link in the description. Starting off right up front on the gorgeous front cap. Again, this is full body paint, folks. There is no vinyl here. Love the look of this. You can see the light right here. So as you're hooking up or disconnecting at night, you have a little bit of additional light there. And this, of course, uses the Kurt Helix pin box. I really like this one. It uses the shock here as well as the coiled spring to help when you're going over big bumps and, you know, the big potholes and things like that. So it doesn't send as much vibration through the coach itself. This, in conjunction with your suspension that Cougar uses, makes a huge difference when we're talking about towability. Dropping down underneath, we'll open this front compartment up. It is strut supported, which I like. I do want to mention that the spare is in here. The really cool thing about this spare, folks, is, you know, you're looking at 235/80, 16-inch, but these are H-rated tires. You want to talk about a big load range? H tires are huge. That's awesome to have on here. We have this guy in here just because I don't have shore power, so I don't have a battery in here currently. But I do want to show you. This one has the Solar Flex 200 on it, so it has the solar charge controller right there. You can also see that you have the disconnect for the solar itself, as well as the battery disconnect for the battery. You also have the Tire Link tire pressure monitoring system prep. Now, if you want a bigger solar system on here, you can certainly do that. You can get the inverter as well. It is prepped for an inverter, so a lot of the outlets inside will function. But again, just take a look at the beauty of this paint scheme. I have to be honest, when they first told me about this, if they were gonna put a flag on a fifth wheel, I was like, you're never gonna be able to pull this off. It's gonna look terrible. But honestly, folks, they nailed it. The color scheme, just everything about it, the paint itself, it's a matte paint. And I think it really just kind of, they pulled everything together. Looks beautiful. You also see that they have frameless windows on the Cougar, right? So the great thing about that is that the seals are gonna be tucked behind the glass. It's gonna help protect those seals from the elements. And when it opens, it tilts open instead of sliding open. So if it's raining, you can still utilize the windows here in the Cougar. You'll see the dual power awning. So you have amazing campside space here, protect you from the sun, give you some extra shade there as well. Few outside speakers so you can listen to music. Dropping back down here, you're going to have one of your two 30-pound propane tanks here. The other one will be on the other side. And as we open up the pass-through, of course, we have magnetic catches. And you can see that everything in here, in, you know, normal Keystone fashion, everything is nice and clean. You have the LED light strip right there. You do have controls for your power awnings outside, which is great. So if you're in a tight campsite, you can actually sit out here and make sure your awnings aren't going to hit anything. Big fan of that. And you have TV hookup right there. So if you want to watch TV out here, you can certainly do that. Now, they have gone to the newer steps. I've seen a lot of manufacturers go to these for 2026. These are going to be composite steps. So again, there's no way these treads are going to rust. The thing I really like, though, is how easy they are to set up, right? They have a ratchet system. So you literally just pull it down to the ground and then it locks in place. I mean, shoot, folks, I'm 215 pounds. I can hop on this thing. That's all it takes. So super, super easy to set up. By far the easiest out of any of the step systems out there. You also have the large safety grab handle. This pulls out so that you have that extra control when entering or exiting the coach into the nice big Cougar door. If we take a look right down here at the wheels themselves, we did talk about the tires, but I do want to point out a few things here. Mainly being that this one has the Lippert ABS system on there. Analog brakes are something that we take for granted in our vehicles, but it's something that oftentimes doesn't come on an RV. So that's huge that this has it, especially for that peace of mind and that safety. Then right in between, we can see that suspension. That is the Road Armor suspension system. And as I mentioned, that suspension system in conjunction with our pin box up front does a great job to make this an incredible towing fifth wheel, which is, again, one of the reasons why so many people love Cougar. One of the reasons they have been so good is not only, you know, all the fit and finish and everything you get inside and the fact they come up with gorgeous paint schemes like this, but just how great they are to tow. Coming around to this side, and we can hit on this inside too, but I do just want to mention that you have nice big windows on the side of the slide boxes, and these windows do open so you can get some cross ventilation through there. As we start to come around the back, right down underneath, you'll see that this one does have a hitch. If your state allows it, you can tow here. You can tow 3,000 pounds. You have the flat 4 right up here, so you can plug in, you know, a trailer, boat. If you have a golf cart, something like that, again, you can tow that behind you. If it is legal in your state, always know your state laws. Right next to that is going to be your plug-in for your 50 amp power cord. It'll just plug right into there. And moving up on a little bit further, we can see the rear mounted ladder, so you can climb up onto the fully walkable roof. Right next to that is going to be our backup camera prep. So if you want a backup camera, it is nice and easy to install it. If it's something that you do want to do at DIY, check out our sister channel, Camping World Tutorials. We actually go through that step by step and then show you exactly how to install the backup camera when it's prepped. Coming up a little bit further here, tankless water heater on this one. This is a great feature to have, folks. You essentially have on-demand hot water. One thing I always tell people with a tankless, this switch right here is important to have on. If this is off, your control inside is not going to work. So as a quick troubleshooting tip, if your control panel doesn't have any lights on, that's probably the reason. Now what they've done here, and I think this is smart on the 316, is because we have a slide here, they split the door. So that way this one still opens up going up like that. This one goes out to the side. There's a couple things I want to point out though. One of them, of course, is going to be the fact that you have auto level here. So touch of a button, the coach levels itself out. That is huge. And then as we move over a little bit further, we get into our wet bay, our convenience center. So you have the outside shower with hot and cold water access, easy winterization. You have the city water there, black tank flush. Our valve bodies are insulated, folks. This is a Cougar. This is a 4-season capable coach. That is huge. Then over to the side here is going to be our key TV signal controller. So that is where our cable will go into, as well as additional solar. So if you have like the briefcase style solar, you can plug it in right there. I know it's beautiful outside, but this one, because it is a 2026, has all the 2026 changes. So let's go inside and check it out. For 2026, Cougar took basically everything that was good about the 316 RLS, and in my opinion, made it even better, right? You still have a huge kitchen island, you have big dual opposing slides, but they upgraded some of the different features in here, some of the color schemes, changed a few things in the bathroom, and again, overall just made this even better than it already was. So let's actually start off right over here. This is a very similar dinette to what they had before in the Flex dinette. And what that essentially means, kind of like the sticker shows here, right? You have two different positions. You have how it's set up right now, or you can pull this out. This will actually twist, and then you can push it against the wall, give you a little bit more like a bar or desk style. So you can have these two chairs push up against them to look out the window while you eat or work. So I like the flexibility that they give there. Also, this essentially is going to be an ottoman. This whole thing can come right out. If you want, you can take that over to the couch, set it in front of the couch, be able to put your feet up on it. That is a game changer. That's awesome when you have guests. It also has storage in it, of course. You can put throw blankets and things like that in there. The same huge windows that they've had, right? The panoramic windows. I mean, the entire slide out here is basically windows. Big windows on the sides of the slide box too that open for cross ventilation. And again, big windows here as well. Love what they have done. You'll notice they went to a feature light for 2016 instead of just having a couple little puck lights up here. And I think this looks fantastic. I really like what they have done. And then you'll also see right over here, you have the standard lighting like they had kind of in the 2025 model. Dropping down, I really like the theater seating, the fabric that they chose. Not fabric, it is going to be like a synthetic leather, but it looks like a fabric. And I really like that. It cleans up nice and easy, but I love the color palette. Of course, you have cup holders here. And, you know, as you'd expect, you still have some of your power options. And another thing I forgot to mention, they did change the chairs. They went to a padded back. So the chairs are more comfortable than they were in previous years as well. Coming to the back. Again, this is the 1776 edition, so it has these throw pillows. I am told, I'm not sure if these are going to stay or not. I personally like them, but you know, not everybody does. Let me know what you think. Do you kind of like these pillows? Would you have maybe like a navy blue throw blanket? I don't know. Let me think what you could do to the interior here just to kind of bring what we have on that outside, that feeling to the interior. I'm a little curious. I had some opinions. Like I said, I like the idea of a throw blanket. I do like the pillows, especially the blue and the cream. I think look really well here. I think they go really good. But let me know your thoughts. Put them in the comments because I'll pass it on to the manufacturer and we can get something that looks great together. Again, have the inside look as good as it does on the outside. Kind of like we had in the slide, you have two more big windows here. Again, that cross ventilation on the sofa and that big window in the back. Again, it's just part of what makes this 316 so incredible. Storage across the top, kind of like we had before. And then right up top, They went to the Furion Chill Cube. Folks, this is an 18,000 BTU direct vent AC. I wish I had this plugged in. We're kind of in the middle of a field, so I can't run the AC, but it was running earlier when it was inside, and I'm telling you, this thing puts out some cool air. It works extremely well. This right here actually moves. It's like a little baffle that moves up and down, so it kind of spreads the air as well. And then, of course, to aid in that, you have the fan right here, too. So it really does a good job of cooling this space off. The entertainment center, again, very similar to what we had before, a little bit different color scheme, different woods in here, same thing. They changed kind of like the mantle here above the fireplace. And when we open this up, you have great storage. You can see the big pantry storage here. I love this over to the side. Not only do you have this space for like a stick vacuum, but look, they have an electrical outlet in here, so you can actually plug it in to have things charge. That is smart thinking. They thought through the design here in the 316 RLS. Moving in a little bit further, multimedia center speakers. We have speakers both inside and out. The control unit for that is actually tucked away right here, and that is Bluetooth capable. So if you're looking for that, just know it's right around the corner of the TV there. And then we get into the kitchen. And again, big changes here. So you have a two-tone, right? They changed the entire look. We'll actually start right here on the island. They changed the entire look of this. If you see the front fascia, they added like glass all the way across. I think that looks really sharp. I think it just adds a lot to the design element here in the kitchen. Then the solid surface countertops, I love. I like simplicity. I personally don't like it when you have like a really busy countertop that clashes with the floor. I think this blends seamlessly. I think it did an awesome job. You do get the two-tone faucet right up top here. Undermount, kind of like black stainless steel sink. Love the look of that. One of my favorite parts about this island though, not one, but two built-in trash cans. You don't have to worry about where to put it. Right above that, take a look at this. You have a paper towel holder in here, some additional storage. This is nice and finished off. Love what they've done. They took some ideas from kind of like the residential side, some other RV manufacturers that are doing something similar to that, but that was a really good add in my opinion. Right underneath, again, even more storage down there. You'll also see your sink top cover with the drying rack there too. And then, of course, we have a bank of drawers. You have your silverware divider here. And again, not only did they change the wood, nice and deep drawer, they changed the pulls this year too. And I think that everything, again, it's cohesive. Everything goes together very well. Storage all across the top above the microwave. You have the big window, different backsplash for 2026. You'll see that there. Both sides have a pop-up power tower. So you have power options on either side there. 3-burner cooktop storage all the way around. I mean, this is deep storage. You want to talk about great pots and pans storage? This one has it here. Moving in a little bit further, we get into the Furion fridge freezer. I mean, take a look at the size of this thing. It is absolutely massive. Love what they have done here. Great storage space all the way throughout for your cold storage. Not only do we have that big pantry behind the TV, take a look at this. You have one right over here too, and it does light up. Has a motion sensor on there. Also has like the fluted glass. See that? It's sorry, not a motion sensor, but this one is like a button activation. So when it shuts off. So that way you're not seeing through it, which I appreciate that. You have even more storage right over here. And then you kind of like this little like coffee bar hutch area. Love this with storage underneath that. Max air fan you can see there as well. You also have your ceiling fan. So you have a couple different controls. And then you have the Furion. I talked about the Cube, the 18K. That's going to be the control for it right there. So all of your controls, with the exception, of course, of your slides and things like that, which will be right around the corner. So you'll have all your slides, your awnings, tank heaters, because, this is Cougar. It is capable of doing some cold weather camping, battery heat for, your lithium batteries there. And then all the lights in here are going to be dimmable, so you do have that as well. It is also worth mentioning that Max Air fan there, that is prepped for another AC if you choose to have an AC installed there. Taking another step up, this was one of the big changes from 2025 to 2026 is in the bathroom. They went from dual vanity to single. And at first, I didn't really love it, but, then I thought about using the double vanity. Whoever has to be over here, you were kind of fighting with the toilet, right? There just wasn't a lot of leg space. It wasn't super usable. But by putting the single basin in the center again, this gives you so much countertop space. And, in talking with my wife, this was when we redid our house. This is one of the arguments we had is I want a bigger sink. She wanted bigger countertops. She's like, why do you want a big sink? It's like, I need countertop space. And I'm like, you know what? You're absolutely right. And that's exactly what they did here. And I think that was a smart move. Another smart move is this. They have a cutout. so you can put a trash can in your bathroom. Again, I have one at home. I want one in my RV, but there's never a place for it. They have a dedicated spot for it. Plenty of storage, including a linen closet over to the side. The shower itself, I mean, it's 6 foot tall, folks. As you'd expect, I have plenty of room, especially with that skylight. It can be 6'3", maybe even 6'4", without having to duck down. I have a seat here, so, it makes it a little bit easier to wash up or shave legs or just sit down if, it was leg day and my legs are too tired to stand. But you have all sorts of options there. Then we make our way into the bedroom with a 316. And again, with this 1776 edition, you can see that we have some different bedding. Again, kind of try to tie that in. So you have the red, white, and blue pillows. You have like the blue the blue runner across the bottom here. Windows on both sides for cross ventilation. Shelves up top there. You also have the big mirrored wardrobe. This is one of my favorite parts. I love this edition. This is something, they came out with pretty recently, but your hanging bar itself actually has a light in it. And I don't know why it's just coming out now. That is genius. I want this at home. Like, I really, really like that. And then over to the side right here, of course, washer dryer prep. If you want a washer and dryer in here, by all means, you can certainly have that. Then at the foot of the bed is going to be the dresser with a spot to hang a TV. If you want TV, connections will be right up top. And then last but not least, you will see there is another AC in here, and this one is going to be ducted. The main reason is so that way they can duct it into the bathroom. So whether you're in the bedroom or the bathroom, you'll still stay nice and cool. And I know you're thinking, Ian, I love this. Again, how much is it? Where can I find it? There will be a link in the description. And if you're interested, I do recommend making sure you jump on it now, because as of this time, this is a limited run. And once they are gone, they are gone. So hope you enjoyed it. And happy camping. Thanks for watching. I'm Ian Baker. Until next time, we'll see you.